If you're thinking about moving to Boise in 2026 because of a YouTube video you saw or something your friend told you about affordable housing and mountain views, you're about to make a very expensive mistake. Because the Boise everyone talks about online, that version doesn't exist anymore, and the people moving here based on 2019 assumptions are the same ones leaving within 18 months, frustrated, financially stretched, and wondering what went wrong. The Boise market has fundamentally changed. The infrastructure, the pricing, the neighborhoods, the jobs, the culture. And if you don't understand what you're actually moving into, you're not relocating strategically. You're gambling. If you're new here, I'm Barbara Dopp, and I've helped hundreds of families relocate to Boise over the last several years. I've watched this market go from hidden gem to national headline, and I've seen every relocation mistake you can imagine. I'm not here to sell you on Boise or talk you out of it. I'm here to give you the truth about what this move actually looks like in 2026. In this video, I'm breaking down the neighborhoods that actually make sense, the costs people don't see coming, the job market reality, and the mistakes that cost people the most money and regret. If this is valuable, hit the like button and subscribe. Let's start with what you've probably heard. Boise is affordable, family-friendly, surrounded by nature, has low taxes, good schools, and a thriving downtown. It's the perfect escape from California or Seattle. And 5 years ago, that story was mostly true. But 2026, Boise is a completely different market. According to Redfin data from early 2026, Boise's median home price is hovering around $525,000 to $550,000. That's down from the peak in 2021 and 2022, but it's still double what it was in 2018. For a lot of relocation, especially those coming from the Midwest or the South, that number is shocking. And it's not just home prices. Property taxes in Ada County have been climbing as home values reset. According to the Idaho State Tax Commission, the average effective property tax rate in Ada County is approximately 0.67% of the assessed value. On a $525,000 home, you're looking at around $3,500 to $4,000 annually, and that adjusts with reassessments. Homeowners insurance has also spiked. Wildfire risk, particularly in the foothills and Boise Bench areas, has driven premiums up. Some policies have increased 20 to 30% year over year. For a household making $75,000 to $80,000 annually, which according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics is close to the median household income in Ada County, that's tight, very tight. And this is why some relocators arrive in Boise and realize they can't actually afford the lifestyle they thought they were getting. Boise wasn't designed for the population it has now. According to the US Census data, the Boise metro area added over 100,000 people between 2020 and 2024. That growth happened faster than infrastructure could adjust. Traffic on I-84, Eagle Road, Shinden Boulevard, and Fairview Avenue has become legitimately frustrating during rush hours. Commutes that used to take 15 minutes now regularly take 35 to 40. School capacity is strained in high growth areas like Meridian and Eagle. Some elementary schools are operating above intended enrollment, and new schools are being planned but not yet built. Health and welfare wait times have increased according to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare reports. Wait times for specialists and primary care appointments have grown as the population has surged without proportional growth in medical infrastructure. Now that we've reset expectations on pricing, let's talk about the neighborhoods, where your money actually makes sense and which areas match different lifestyles. The neighborhoods that actually matter. The North End is Boise's most expensive and most walkable neighborhood. Tree-lined streets, historic homes, access to the foothills, and proximity to downtown make this the neighborhood people dream about. But it comes at a price. According to Zillow data, median home prices in the North End range from $650,000 to over $1 million, depending on size, condition, and exact location. Many homes were built between 1920 and 1950, which means charm and character, but also older systems, smaller closets, and ongoing maintenance. So the North End is perfect for professionals who work downtown, empty nesters who want walkability, and buyers who want to prioritize neighborhood character over square footage. But if you need a big yard, modern finishes, or want to avoid the premium pricing, this isn't your spot. The Boise Bench sits between downtown and the foothills and offers one of the best values to lifestyle ratios in the city. You get quick access to hiking trails, established neighborhoods, and solid schools, all at a price that are more reasonable than the North End. Median prices in the Bench range from $475,000 to $575,000, with some pockets higher, depending on views and lot size. The housing stock is mixed, with ranch-style homes from the 60s and 70s alongside newer construction. The Bench is perfect for families who want outdoor access, professionals who need a reasonable commute to downtown or the airport, and buyers who want a quieter, more suburban feel without moving to Meridian or Eagle. The East End. This is the up-and-coming alternative. The East End sits just east of downtown and has been quietly transforming over the last 5 years. Younger buyers, artists, and remote workers have moved in, driving demand for renovated bungalows and new infill projects. Home prices here range from $450,000 to $650,000, making it more accessible than the North End while still offering walkability and proximity to downtown. The trade-off is that some blocks are still transitional, meaning you might have a beautifully renovated Craftsman next to a property that needs significant work. The East End is ideal for buyers who want urban living without North End prices, who appreciate neighborhood diversity, and who are comfortable with ongoing development and change. Meridian, the family suburb with growth and trade-offs. Meridian is the largest suburb in the Treasure Valley and has been one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. According to US Census data, Meridian's population grew by over 30% between 2020 and 2024. The appeal is clear: newer homes, larger lots, strong schools, and master planned communities with amenities like pools, parks, and trails. Median home prices in Meridian range from $475,000 to $550,000, depending on the neighborhood, age, and builder. Meridian is perfect for families who want new construction, strong schools, and suburban amenities. It's not ideal for buyers who want walkability, urban energy, or a quick commute to downtown Boise. Eagle sits northwest of Boise and offers larger lots, newer homes, and a more affluent, family-oriented vibe. According to Zillow, median home prices in Eagle range from $625,000 to $750,000, with some neighborhoods and custom homes exceeding $1 million. Eagle attracts professionals, executives, and families who prioritize space, privacy, and top-tier schools. The trade-off is price and commute time. If you work in downtown Boise, expect 30 to 40 minutes during peak hours. Nampa is Canyon County's largest city and offers the most affordable housing in the Treasure Valley. Median home prices range from $375,000 to $425,000, making it attractive to first-time buyers and families on tighter budgets. But affordability comes with some compromises. Nampa's schools don't rank as highly as Boise or Meridian. The commute to Boise can take 35 to 50 minutes depending on the traffic, and some neighborhoods feel more transitional with a mix of older homes and new development. So now you understand where to live and what it costs, but here's what determines if you'll actually be happy here long term: the job market and income reality. Boise's economy is anchored by a few key sectors. Micron Technology is the largest private employer, specializing in semiconductor manufacturing. St. Luke's Health System and St. Alphonsus Health System dominate healthcare. Albertson's corporate headquarters is based here, and Boise State University is a major public employer. According to Idaho Department of Labor data, job growth in the Boise metro area has been strong, but wage growth has lagged housing cost increases. The median household income is around $75,000 to $78,000, which sounds solid until you realize you're competing with homes priced at $525,000. Remote work is still a major driver, but it's shifting. A large percentage of Boise's recent population growth came from remote workers relocating from higher cost cities. But in 2026, return to office mandates are changing the dynamic. If you're moving to Boise for a remote job, make sure that arrangement is solid. Some employers are requiring employees to return to the office 2 or 3 days per week, which makes Boise a relocation impractical if your office is in San Francisco or Seattle. The income to housing cost gap that catches everyone. This is the math that catches people. If your household income is $80,000 and you're financing a $525,000 home, you're stretching. According to conventional lending guidelines, your total housing costs should ideally stay below 28% to 30% of your gross income. This is why some relocators arrive in Boise and realize they can't comfortably afford the lifestyle they imagined. The income levels here don't always support the home prices, especially for buyers coming from out of state without existing high-paying remote positions. Jobs and income matter, but so does understanding what daily life actually feels like here. Let's talk about weather, lifestyle, and the cultural realities most people don't see coming. All right, quick pause. We've covered the pricing shock, the neighborhood breakdown, and the job market reality that most relocators don't understand until after they've already moved. If you're starting to realize that relocating to Boise requires way more strategy than you thought, I built something specifically for you. I put together a free Boise relocation guide where we've already done the work for you, from neighborhood to lifestyle breakdowns. It's 100% free. And if you're buying, selling, or just deciding whether to move, reach out. It's the same guide I use with relocation clients, and it'll save you months of confusion. The link is in the description below. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle factors that determine whether you'll actually be happy here. Talk about the weather, outdoor lifestyle, and culture. Boise summers are beautiful, but they're also hot. According to the National Weather Service data, average July highs sit around 95 degrees with stretches above 100 common. The dry heat is more tolerable than humid climates, but it's still intense. Wildfire smoke has become a recurring issue, depending on wind patterns and fire activity in Idaho, Oregon, and California. Boise can experience periods of poor air quality from late July through September. Some summers are worse than others, but it's a factor that affects outdoor activities, especially for people with respiratory sensitivities. Boise's winters surprise relocators from California and the Southwest. According to NOAA data, Boise averages around 19 inches of snow annually, with most falling between December and February. Temperatures regularly drop into the teens and maybe the 20s at night. If you're used to mild winters, this adjustment is real. Winter heating bills can range from $150 to $300 a month, depending on home size and insulation quality, according to the Idaho Power data. Older homes tend to have higher heating costs. This is what Boise does better than almost anywhere. Access to hiking, mountain biking, skiing, camping, river activities. That is unmatched for a metro area of this size. The Boise foothills offer hundreds of miles and trails right from the edge of the city. Bogus Basin Ski Resort is 30 minutes from downtown. The Boise River Greenbelt runs 25 miles through the valley, connecting parks, neighborhoods, and natural areas. And you're within a 2 to 3 hour drive of Sun Valley, McCall, and some of the best backcountry in the West. If outdoor recreation is central to your lifestyle, then Boise delivers. If it's not, you're paying a premium for amenities you won't use. If you're relocating from Portland, Seattle, or the Bay Area expecting Boise to feel culturally similar, you're going to experience friction. And if you're moving here to escape progressive policies, but assume everyone in Boise thinks like you, you'll also be surprised. Downtown Boise has grown significantly over the last decade. The restaurant scene has improved with local favorites like Fork, Barbacoa, and State and Lemp, offering quality dining. The Basque Block separates Boise's unique Basque heritage, But let's be clear, Boise is not Seattle, Portland, or Denver. The nightlife is limited, cultural events are more spread out, and if you're used to the variety and energy of a major metro, Boise will feel smaller and quieter. For some people, that's exactly what they want. For others, it feels isolating after 6 months. The lifestyle and culture matter, but schools are equally important. If you have kids, let's talk about that. The education landscape, what it actually looks like, schools and education reality. Boise is served primarily by the Boise School District, which covers the city proper. Meridian has its own school district, as do Eagle, Kuna, and Nampa. According to greatschools.org and Idaho State Department of Education data, schools in Boise and Meridian districts generally rank higher than in Nampa and Caldwell. But rankings don't tell the whole story. Private school options are limited. Boise has several private schools, including Bishop Kelly High School, Riverstone International School, and Foothill School of Arts and Sciences. Tuition varies, but expect $8,000 to $15,000 plus annually, depending on grade level and school. Private school availability is more limited than in larger metros. So if private education is a priority, research options early and understand waitlist realities. Childcare costs are significant, according to Idaho Department of Health and Welfare data. Full-time infant care at a licensed daycare center averages $900 to $1,200 per month. Toddler and preschool care runs slightly lower, around $750 to $1,000 monthly. Schools are a major factor, but the ultimate decision comes down to whether this move makes sense for your long-term financial and lifestyle goals. Let's tie it all together. The final decision framework. You should move to Boise if you're an outdoor enthusiast who will actually use the trails, rivers, and mountains regularly, and you're a remote worker with stable, long-term arrangement and income that supports the housing costs. If you're a family seeking strong schools, safety, and space without West Coast pricing, and you're comfortable with conservative state politics or can navigate political differences, Boise could work. This move makes sense if you value a slower pace and tighter-knit community over big city energy. You should not move to Boise if you're stretching financially to afford housing without income security, and if you expect big city culture, nightlife, and dining variety. If you're politically progressive and assume Boise will feel like Portland or Seattle, you'll be disappointed. This isn't the right move if you need a job in a specialized field that's not well represented here, or if you can't handle cold winters, hot summers, and wildfire smoke. The bottom line, Boise in 2026 is no longer the hidden gem it was 5 years ago. It's more expensive, more crowded, and more complex than the narrative suggests. But for the right person with the right expectations, income, and lifestyle priorities, it can still be a smart move. The key is going in with your eyes wide open. Boise is not the affordable escape it was in 2018. Home prices are high, infrastructure is strained, and the job market requires strategic planning. But the outdoor lifestyle, family-friendly neighborhoods, and lower taxes compared to coastal states still make it appealing for the right buyers. The neighborhoods that offer the best value are the Boise Bench, East End, and parts of Meridian. The suburbs like Eagle and Nampa have clear trade-offs, and the lifestyle works best for outdoor enthusiasts, remote workers with solid income, and families who prioritize space and schools. If you move here without understanding the costs, the culture, and the compromises, you'll regret it. But if you do your homework and align your decision with your real priorities, Boise can be a great place to build a life. If you're seriously considering relocating to Boise and want help making a strategic decision based on the actual life, not the YouTube highlight reel, schedule a consultation with my team. We'll walk you through neighborhoods, run the numbers, and help you figure out if this move actually makes sense to you. The link is in the description below. And before you go, make sure you download the free Boise relocation guide mentioned earlier. It covers everything we talked about today and more to get you started. Finally, if you want to understand what's happening in the broader Idaho housing market and where prices are heading in 2026, watch this video next.